Hello, everybody, and welcome to your February 2020 portals, activations, and light codes. This is a more spiritually based reading, just so you know up front, and we have a lot going on in February with these portals that are coming through. We have 3 of them, and this is going to be Neptune dominant, so that is why we are going to also talk about your dreams, the images in your dreams, and what they mean internally as well as externally. So I'm just going to give you a brief rundown of the portals and what's going on and the dates of them, and then we will get right into your reading, pulling cards to further clarify what these portals, activations, and light codes mean for each and every one of us. So the first one is on I was about to say 02/02/2020. So February 2nd, 2020. And this is mirroring energy, okay? Because if it's 02/02, February 2nd, 2020. So it's a mirroring energy, and that's your internal as well as your external. And it's interesting because Mercury moves into Pisces on February 3rd, sorry. And, that's right after this 2/2/2020 portal activation, which this is more about mirroring energies. So you're going to start becoming very aware of what's going on inside of you is a true reflection of your external. You're going to be connecting those dots much easier than you have been in the past with this, portal opening up. And then on, 02/20/2020, this is about an upgrade that we are all receiving, okay? And now at this point, the sun has moved from Aquarius into Pisces. So we have Mercury in Pisces, we have the sun in Pisces, and we also have Neptune in Pisces. Now, on 02/22/2020, this is where the light codes really come in and activate strongly, okay? Like they're really starting to project down, and these light codes are coming from Mercury and Neptune, all right, with a strong Pisces element to it, since we have so much going on in Pisces. And this is like a dance between the 11th and 12th house, between Aquarius and Pisces energy. Now on 3/3 is going to be the full activation of all of this energy and everything going on in February. And what's interesting about that is on 3/4, Mercury moves back into Aquarius because there's a retrograde that's taking place in the middle of February. So, what starts this cycle of these portals, this activation, these new light codes is on, February 2nd, very next day, February 3rd, Mercury goes from Aquarius into Pisces. And as this cycle is complete and everything becomes fully activated on 3/3, then Mercury slips out of Pisces back into Aquarius. So that goes back to that mirroring energy. And with this Mercury retrograde, that's reassessment. That's, unfinished business, things that you need to reassess coming back to you, bubbling up from the depth of you, you becoming aware. It's this mirroring energy, and I cannot get past it, where you are seeing what's going on within, how it reflects externally, and how it allows you to perceive and experience your reality for the good or the bad. So this is a very powerful month, I just have to say that. And we're going to look at the light codes coming from the sun and the moon with that Pisces influence, as well as, the new light codes coming from Neptune and Mercury. And these don't feel so new to me. This feels more of like an activation of something that's already present. It's just not like in motion yet. And there was something else I wanted to tell you guys about this. What was it? All right, well, it will come back to me in the reading, I'm sure. Oh, it was about the dreams, and we are really going to dig deep into your dreams. So let's start with the portals first of all. So 02/02/2020, the mirroring energy. And we have a psychic conversation. I am not surprised to see this. As I said, we have this Mercury retrograde taking place, so unfinished business between you and others. And we are actually going to pull some cards at the end of this reading for those of you who are in separation from somebody and you don't understand, you're not healed, you can't accept, you haven't moved on. And when all of those things are present, or any one of them, it's because we haven't received the full lesson of something. So when somebody is disconnected, separated from our life, whether it's a friend, family member, or romance, that it stays with us until we fully understand the lesson that was meant to be received. And sometimes, there will be a reunion, a reconnection, and sometimes you just need to come into that lesson so that you can heal and move on and it no longer hurts you and harm you. So this mirroring energy, this psychic conversation, you and others are going to be communicating in the astral realm, and that goes right along with these dream messages as well. Dreams while you sleep at night, as well as in the day when you're like drift off into deep thought, sort of meditative daydream type energy. All of that is quite significant. All the images, symbols, things that just come to you. So you might even want to keep a journal. But you and others are going to be communicating in the astral plane big time, trying to resolve unfinished business, trying to bring clarity, closure, and healing, to each other. And this can extend to, passed on loved ones as well. So big significance. If somebody you haven't talked to in quite a while all of a sudden starts popping up in your mind and you're seeing them in your dreams, it's because they're thinking of you and their spirit's trying to talk to you because they desire that healing. Okay, so now let's move on to the 02/20/2020 portal. And what do we have here? Heart and mind balance. So this is definitely about some healing coming in for you guys with this particular portal. And you see the infinity symbol there between her head and her heart, with Mercury and Neptune being dominant for these portals, these light codes, the activations, what we're going through at a soul level. There's a balance finally coming in between the two. And I really feel like a lot of unfinished business is finally going to be resolved, because all these portals and activations throughout February is a cycle on its own, but it's attached to a larger cycle for you guys, especially because all of this energy is in Pisces, the 12th house. And it's like we've got to purge the soul, clear the space, to make way for the new, to receive these light codes, to receive upgrades, because this portal right here is the upgrade portal. And what a perfect card for, that to come out and depict that. So here we're mirroring, here we are receiving an upgrade, a balancing, a tempering, the clarity, the understanding really being prevalent, by that February 20th portal. So let's look at, the last one in this cycle. The one on 3/3 is attached to this, but to me that feels more of like the full completion of this cycle and the full activation taking place. So I don't know if I will do a separate reading for that portal in March or not. I will just see what spirit leads me to do. So on 2/22/2020, look at this, we have happiness. And that's the two of these portals merging into one for the full picture right here. So 2/2, 2/20, 22, 2/22 right there merging together. And finally, by this 2/22 portal, you are understanding in a way that you have not before about how your internal matches the external, that you are experiencing everything that comes to you. And it's also about how you feel, you know, because if you're really worried about stuff, you're really hung up on a bunch of different things that have happened, even if there's good stuff unfolding in your life at present, you're not there. You're not feeling every moment of it. You're not fully present in that energy. So it's taking away from you. And so, you know, part of what's going on inside of you absolutely impacts the way that you experience your external as well as what you receive and what can come to you, opposed to, you know, what you block from your experience, your existence, because you are a free will being and you direct the energies of the universe based on your emotional and mental energy. You know, you put it out there. That's the language that is of the soul. There's no words needed. It's how you're feeling. It's a vibration of energy. It can be measured, okay, as well as the thoughts. Thoughts are all energy, a frequency of energy, and that's how you communicate with the universe. And you're going to become so fully aware of this in such a deep way. Even those of you that are pretty evolved and expanded, you're going to a new level in this understanding. It's a portal. It's opening up to new energy for you personally. Okay, so let's look at the actual light code energy that is going to be coming through with each one of these portals. So mirroring, upgrade, and then the merging of the two into one and the actual portal opening up, okay? And then on 3-3, the full activation of everything that's been achieved through this process. So let's look at the light codes that, you know, are coming in or being activated within you for the first time. They could have always been in existence within you, but now they're finally being turned on. So for the sun, and this is external, whoa, look at that, solar portal. Being centered, balanced, power, manipulation. So that's the sun right there, and that's your external world. So there's a balancing taking place external, which absolutely makes sense if there's a balancing taking place internally. Also, this is attached to your solar plexus chakra, which is your personal empowerment and reclaiming the lost pieces of yourself, coming into confidence and self-love, knowing your worth, knowing your value, having the mental and emotional strength to push through and be what you've got to be, what you want to be. So externally, there is a lot of energy being projected towards you for success, for personal empowerment, as well as reclaiming the lost fragments of yourself. Let's go to the internal world of the moon energy, because that's, I think, what I wanted to tell you is the moon is happening in Pisces on the 22nd or 23rd, just depending on where you live in this world. And we have that 222 portal, so that new moon energy is right in alignment with that particular portal. So the moon, we have the promise, and this is internally, soulmates, attraction, partnership. So wow, a lot of this energy, this unfinished business that's now going to be completed, has to do with you guys aligning to soulmates. And this is romantically, this is soul companions through friendships, aligning to your soul tribe. And you know, when I looked at the astrology for February outside of this energy, it was very much focused on relationships and connections, and that's spilling through in, you know, these portals as now with the light codes. And in January, we saw light codes of, you know, new frequencies of love, and now we see those new frequencies being activated within, and it's a desire for connection and not fighting, being strong within self, protecting self, standing up for what's right, for what's good, but doing it from a place of harmony and love within, where it's not pushing against, it's not pulling down, it's not tearing down anyone or anything. It's a promotion of a vibration of love, of connection, of compromise, of teamwork. Okay, and you being very strong within that. Okay, let's look at Neptune. We have destiny, divine purpose, passion, service. So Neptune is the light code that's going to be very much in alignment with your dreams and the activations that you will be receiving through dream time. And this is about your destiny. And that's a different destiny for each and every one of you, okay? Some of you feel very lost and what's my purpose? What's my place? What am I good at? And your dreams are going to start telling you all of those, answering all of those questions in February through these portals and the light codes that are able to become fully activated through this process. So it's all about your destiny and divine purpose. You know, some of you, this is that awakening of your spiritual self, your spiritual gifts, you know, what you came here to do. And some of you are meant to do that in big ways, and others of you, this is meant to be more in the day-to-day to all the different people that you meet and that you encounter. Also, you know, back to soulmates, soul tribe, and star seeds, your collective from your home frequencies. There's connection through psychic conversation, especially in the astral plane, the dream time. And here is the perfect confirmation of that with this representing Neptune. And Neptune is that elusive energy of the 12th house of Pisces. And now Mercury is also in Pisces and then going to retrograde through Pisces and move back into Aquarius. And will not, it will go retrograde on the 16th and will turn direct on the 9th. So, and that's all about the mind. And look at this. This is the light code attached to Mercury. What Mercury is projecting, the frequency of vibration, you know, through each of these portals. And what do we have? The third eye portal, vision, clairvoyance, clarity, confusion. And this is all about that unfinished business, the confusion, the emotional baggage, all of those things that you have within you. This Mercury retrograde, along with these portals, oh my goodness, you can be totally just relieved of all of it, because you know, the answers you need are forthcoming. The lesson that needed to be understood and gained, you have. It's maybe just in your conscious mind, you're not quite aware of it. So this is a time to really put it out to your spirit guides. You know, have I learned the lessons? What's holding me back? What do I need to know? And then for others of you, Mercury is really activating your third eye chakra. Okay, and you are going to start seeing reality quite differently, connecting to people differently. And you know, we have the solar portal and the third eye portal, and remember, here and here combined into one right here. And so these two, it's all about the solar plexus chakra and the third eye chakra for you guys. There is the upgrade is taking place in those chakras for all of us. And, you know, this is the reasons why, so we can receive the information, work on our unfinished business to complete this cycle and have final closure to move on and move forward. And it's all about cleaning out the heart space, the emotional body, the mental body, to come into true bond and connection with different people in your life, whether that's, again, your soul tribe, your family, romance, friends, or establishing a better psychic connection to your collective, those of you who identify as star seeds. So this is a powerful time of emotional understanding, clarity, healing, coming into a major enlightenment about your life journey, your past, everything you've been through and how it connects. And what's going on internally is a perfect reflection of what's going on externally to you, what you're experiencing on every level. And you're finally connecting all of those dots from all this energy, and then these light codes being activated within you, upgrades coming to the solar plexus and the third eye chakra. So this is a very powerful time. And in the astral plane, with Neptune and others that you are separated from, unfinished business, a lot taking place, okay? Pay attention to your dreams. I highly urge each and every one of you to keep a dream journal all through February. And just as soon as you wake up, write down what you can remember and tell yourself every night, I'm going to remember my dreams upon waking. Ask your spiritual team to help you with that, because that is where so much of the information and clarity that you need is going to come through. And, you know, symbols and different things that happen in dreams often have different meanings associated and attached to them. And we'll pull a lot of cards and get into, you know, different aspects of that to help you out with that. But keep a dream journal. Pay attention to your dreams. And even in the day, like when you catch yourself drifting off into some sort of deep thought, write it down. It's all connected. It all means something. It's all bringing you information as you wrap up this cycle and you upgrade and expand into new energy. It's quite lovely. All right, let's pull some scarabs just to, you know, get a little bit more information, to dig a little bit deeper. So with the 2-2 portal, we have this image, and I want you to really look at this, because these images are activating to the subconscious mind. And, you know, this is all about the shadow energy, you know, unclear motives, unfinished business, the unknown. And that's coming out, you know, under this 2-2 portal, the psychic conversations. So this major emphasis of relationships. Some of you, this is about spiritual growth and activation, and others of you, huge about relationships. My goodness. And again, in the dream plane, you are going to receive information. You are meeting this person, their higher self, in that space, in an attempt for both of you to have understanding. And right here, what was unclear is now going to become known to you. So let's look at this 2-2, or this 220 portal. All right. So here, you know, we have the jackal. And this is all about unconscious exploration and underworld journeys. And this is coming out under this upgrade, which is helping you balance your mental body, your emotional body, and really connect the dots of what goes on inside is is reflected externally, and vice versa, the infinity right there. And so here, this jackal is a confirmation of that. You aspects of your unconscious mind are being activated through these portals, and that's what the light codes are for this reading, is the aspects of your unconscious that are there that you are not aware of, that are not a part of you, in the way that you think about things, perceive, etc. And now through these portals, that's the light codes getting activated within you. It's already in your subconscious mind. And through Neptune and Mercury, it's like major awakening. And then you have the sun and the moon also in that Piscean energy, which is all things must come to light. And that's external as well as internal. All things must come to light. And that's within, internally is where lies we tell ourselves, things that we don't want to face, our fears, our shadow, all of that stuff, the sun is bringing that to light, and it's time to heal that. It's time to face that. And, this is just such a natural process for everybody that it's almost like you can't fight it. And now under happiness here, where these two combine into one, we have the crooks and flail of Osiris. This is about separation. Okay, so what that means to me is through this process, all these portals, the activations from the subconscious mind through the power of Neptune, as well as Mercury and the sun and the moon, you are going to be healed. You are going to understand. You're going to connect the dots, and you're going to be okay with why certain things didn't work out for you, why certain people had to be disconnected from your life. You're just going to have that understanding. It will all make sense. And, you know, in that space, it allows for reconnection for some, but more so opens you up for new connections that are of a higher vibration for you and your journey. So those are the portals. Let's look at the light codes, which are actually, you know, already existing in your subconscious mind. It's dormant, and now it's time to come to light. So with the sun, what do we have? We have the Nile. So this is about flow and seasons changing, and the season is changing inside of you, and seasons changing for us is us shifting into a new frequency, you know, and in order to be able to do that, we've got to face what is shackling us down, holding us in our current vibration and frequency. And that's, you know, the planets, your spiritual team, all coming in to help you, help each and every one of us really connect those dots and have those conversations in the astral plane to really find the closure that we need. Ooh. And so that right there is the season is changing, and the fact that it like just jumped right out of my hand. What a sign is that? So seasons are changing. That is what the sun is bringing. So that's a very external energy. A lot's going to be changing externally because there's a lot shifting internally. All right, let's look at the moon. Ooh, so we have the Cobra, and this is all about the mysteries, things that you don't understand, that clarity coming in, especially in the mental and emotional body, which is so liberating and freeing. So, you know, the promise is attached over here to this partnership, and I don't want, we're just going to leave it like that because I don't want anything to fall into that candle. Scooch that back just a hair. All right. Okay, there we go. We'll just have to leave it at that. So the Cobra over there, the mystery regarding certain relationships, why certain things happened. Is there somebody for you out there? Are you going to align to your soul tribe? Are you going to make real, true, and blue friends? Are you going to be able to reconnect with certain people? All of those questions are trying to be answered throughout February with these portals, with the light codes being activated in your subconscious mind, as well as your spiritual team, and a lot of you and many people's higher selves choosing to meet on the astral plane at this time, that 11th, 12th house energy. Okay, so let's pull a scarab for Neptune. Oh, we have the throne of Isis coming out, and this is about destiny. You are destined for greatness, okay? But it's up to you which greatness you want to pull down and achieve for yourself. And, you know, when we're really bogged down with emotional energy and confusion, especially around relationships of all kinds, it really prevents us from being at our peak, from achieving our highest potential. And that's why this big emotional cleaning of house and these questions finally being answered, unfinished business receiving its closure, all of that happening because it's time for you to step into your greatness. It's time for you to elevate to a higher frequency of existence, which will completely change your external reality and what comes to you, as well as what you feel and think inside. So this is a major transformation, but it's the completion of a cycle, the closure, the cleaning of house, so that you can move forward and have better connections. So let's see what this Mercury. Oh, we've got the stars. Oh, it's so nice. This is all about, you know, cosmic energy. And those of you who identify as star seeds, this is such a beautiful confirmation of that stronger psychic connection between you and your collective. but you know, the stars coming out under this third eye portal, you guys are being like star kissed. Your third eye is being very activated, all right? And it's gonna allow you to learn some new things spiritually, emotionally. It's a higher level. It almost feels like ninth house energy, that Sagittarian energy of the higher spirituality, definitely coming through right there with those stars. So major transformation, upgrading, activation, change for you guys with these portals. And here's the mirroring where you're starting to see the external and the internal. Here is the upgrade. It's an upgrade all the way through your chakras, but the biggest part is the solar plexus and this third eye. And I love that there's the yellow there in the purple. You're getting very empowered, and many people don't know, but you know, your solar plexus chakra, you manifest from there, you channel from there. You know, when I was creating my decks, my stomach was so tingly and just felt so weird. Sometimes I almost could not take it. So if you're feeling that, you know, that's just your solar plexus chakra really opening up for you. And it's for you to reclaim your lost soul fragments and to get very energized and feel empowered and confident and strong. And you need to be strong there in order for this third eye to open up more and to activate further, so that you have, like, you're seeing through your ancient eyes. You're better able to decipher energies around you of people, of situations, and that takes place because you're meant to go to this higher frequency, rise into your greatness, the throne of Isis. That's truth, integrity, nurturing, you know, walking a straight line, walking the path, doing all things in the light, and it earns you this spot, this throne, okay? And wow, this is just going to be a pretty intense time for some of you guys. But here, you know, where we had separation, you're finally coming into a place of happiness. And it's either because you finally see the whole picture, all the dots connect, and you're happy, or there's these new people starting to come in, or there may be some reconnections, and there's no more mystery. You receive the closure, you receive the understanding right there, okay? So let's get into your dreams, and we're going to start with symbols and images, and this first set of cards is to represent your internal world, this moon energy, as well as you know, Neptune, because that's all about the dreams, and Neptune's really activating you during dream time. Mercury is activating you more through, like, you connecting the dots within your intellect, if that makes sense. Okay, let's see these dreams. So we have the house, building, and this says, what does the house or the rooms of the house represent to you? Is it in order or is it a mess? What state are you in? So those of you that are having dreams about being in a house, your house, a building, a restaurant, you know, a place that is a structure in which that you are in, that is very significant about you and what's going on inside of you. What's inside of that house? Is it orderly? What are the, you know, knickknacks? What are the decorations? What are hanging on the walls? What are you doing in that building, that restaurant, your home, in the dream? Okay, because now we're in dream time. And so in your dreams, if you're in a home, a building, a structure of any kind, you really need to take note upon waking of what was going on in that space. What did you see? Were things nice and orderly, or was it disarray? How did you feel inside that house? What were you doing inside that house or structure? Because there is information that's being given to you about your internal world, and you know, how steady and stable you are. If your energy is really disorganized and a mess, or if you are on point and tidy and walking the line. So this is definitely something that may start coming out in your dreams throughout February, is being in certain buildings, homes, structures, restaurants, you name it. take note of that upon waking. All right, next one out is, seeing your spirit guides. Oh, I love that. So your spirit guides are also meeting you on the astral plane to bring you information. And this says, how would you like to be more spiritually connected? Do you have any unresolved issues from the past? What magical qualities do you wish to possess? So this, they're meeting you there. They're talking to you about this unfinished business, especially around relationships. Also seeking to expand you and that solar plexus, as well as that third eye, to open up your spiritual gifts, your psychic ability, etc. So your spirit guides are coming in through your dreams. All right. Next out, we have games, and this is games going on, playing games, watching games, any kind of game, like a football game, a basketball game, a hockey game, playing a board game, any type of game that you're watching or participating in within your dream. And it says, do you feel the need to have more fun and play in your life? Is someone playing games in your working or personal life? Do you need a game plan to improve your status or direction? So this coming out in your dreams, any sort of game, it's about what's going on inside of you, but also external to you. Is somebody playing games with you? Are you playing games with yourself? Are you being more competitive and ego driven, and you just want to win, and you've lost sight of your original purpose for something? And the games could mean so many different things, and how you are perceiving, how you're experiencing as you watch or participate in the game also needs to be noted, because that's talking about you and your inner world and what's truly going on, in your subconscious mind about every experience, everything you've been through, any unresolved issues, emotional baggage that must be faced. So many of you are going to start dreaming about watching games or participating in games, and it's bringing you information. All right, next out, we have communication. So I'm not surprised to see this. You and people you are estranged from or having struggles with, or, completely separated and disconnected from, are meeting in the astral plane to have closure, to work things out. And so this says, what are you having difficulty communicating? Do you feel emotionally disconnected? What is not working smoothly in your life? So these are just, some things you can think about, but more so for me, this feels like you and this person really speaking with the help of your spirit guides, and it could be in a building or a structure of some kind, and you guys could be playing a game with each other. All right, so that could all play out in the same dream. And if that's the case, there you go, that's, you are meeting with different people in the astral plane, not just people that you are separated from in physical reality, but also your spirit guides and star seeds, your collective consciousness in which you come from. And some of you, you may be interacting in dreams with people that you know in your life that there is no issue, there is no disharmony, but that person is coming through because it's an important message for you. So this energy shows as somebody who's familiar to you. And so whatever's going on with that person in the dream, again, take note of it. It has significance, it has value, it's trying to tell you something. Dream journal is going to be your friend, okay? Now let's pull some cards to clarify these and dig into the emotional body specifically. So we have wisdom in this house, so that's something that you are coming into and gaining through these dreams. And this says, experience and failure lead to wisdom. Apply wisdom to present situations. Learn from the spirit world and its collective knowledge. So your spiritual team coming in to help you understand, but you and anybody else involved that you're meeting in the astral plane, this is just that confirmation to bring you into that understanding, the clarity, answering the questions, bringing you guys the closure and healing you both seek. And then also your spiritual team meeting with you on the astral plane to help upgrade you and activate you and bring you into your soul wisdom even deeper than you currently are. Under the spirit guides, we have action. And this says, take some time, take some form of action without regrets. Examine what is holding you back from taking action and cut it loose. You will get the most immediate results through acting decisively. No maybes. So your spirit guides are coming in very strong here. And what they want is to free you from this emotional baggage, from shadows, from, lies that we tell ourselves, from lies that others have told us that we hold on to, and they impact our belief system in a negative way. It's really time for you to be freed from all of that. And also, some of you, it's time to act upon something, and that will be different for each and every one of you, but you're going to be dreaming about it. Like, your spirit guides are going to be telling you, you need to do this, you need to say that, this is a specific date. Like, you might receive specific dates, days of the week, numbers, names, different things from your spirit guides to help you so that you know when it is time to act, or to speak your truth or do what you've got to do. All right, under games, we have a journey. So a lot of this dream here, you're watching a game, you're playing a game. It's to help you come into greater understanding about the journey that you've been on, either your solitary life path, just about you specifically, or you connected to somebody else, since there's such a strong relationship, to this. So this says, do things in a different way, take a new route, believe your life is only part of one long journey, be prepared for adventure. So this is talking about that clearing of the emotional and mental body so that you can rise to that higher frequency. The season is changing and shifting, and so through this games in your dreams, you're coming into that understanding, which is allowing the purge, and so that you can move forward because new adventures are at hand. And lastly, under communication, we have manifest, and it says, manifest your dreams and watch them materialize. Be willing to work on the inside to make manifestation possible. Make your intentions clear. So in this astral plane, the people that you are talking to, you both have an agenda. You both have a desire of a specific outcome here. And you guys are working on a compromise of what's ultimately going to be in the physical plane between the two of you. All right. And so dream journal is your friend. Like, seriously, write down every single dream throughout the month of February. Trust me, I'm not a big fan of doing that either, but I'm going to be doing that as well, just because of all of these energies that are coming through, because this is a reading for each and every one of us. Now, I am going to pull some cards to look at dream images and symbolism that's speaking to you about your external world, okay? So this is all about the internal world, what's going on and why, how it's helping you. And now we're going to look at the images of your dreams that are trying to speak to you about different things that are happening in your external world, because as within, so without, right? The mirroring that we see here, they're going to go hand in hand. And these cards have a lot of detail to them, so I'm just going to give you a minute to look at them. Okay, so the first one is the garden, and just, what do you feel about that? What do you take in from that? So, dreaming of a garden is talking about an awakening that's going to be taking place in your external reality with a person with the situation. Something is materializing through your awakening, through all of this process, okay? Gardens, also significant externally or in the dream time. Flowers as well. Next we have flying over. And just see what you feel from that. This is a warning about being reckless somewhere in your life. So if you have a dream, it's not so much that you are flying yourself, but maybe you're in an airplane or you're floating. It's not that dream of where you are flying. There's another aspect to this. If you're dreaming about that, your spirit guides are trying to warn you about some situation in your life where you might be being a little bit too careless or reckless. And we will pull more cards to clarify these further as well. Okay, and now we have the telephone. Telephone calls, hearing a telephone, everything to do with the telephone, looking at a telephone. And to me, this is talking about how not only are you having conversations on the astral plane, there's going to be real conversations that you have with people in the physical plane. So this could be like you have a dream of this conversation with somebody that you don't even know, and then in real life you find that you're having this conversation and you're like, oh my gosh. And some of you're going to be dreaming about these conversations because you got psychic conversations right there, and now you've also got telephone. So some of these astral conversations are going to actually manifest into physical conversations on the astral plane. Wow, that's pretty crazy to me, like how big this communication between you and others at a soul level is coming through, and so strong, so much so all the different things you guys work out there that you're able to communicate effectively in the physical plane. And some of you, again, this is where you're just dreaming of somebody and there's no bad blood or anything like that, and you tell them about this dream, and you might find that they also had a similar dream about you. Okay, so wow, I love it. I love these dream cards. Okay, next out is the billy goat, and the billy goat is actually a very positive symbol. So just look at that. If you start dreaming of a billy goat, it is talking about a success that is about to unfold in your reality. And I am not surprised to see that. And look at this, 7117. We have the mirroring energy right here, this portal, the conversation, and boom, here it is, 7117. There is success through conversation and communication that takes place in the physical plane as well. So yay. And the billy goat just talks about success and happiness. Okay, next out is the nighttime. So just look at that. Now, when you are dreaming and it's night out in your dream, there's a decision to be made. There is something that, needs to come to light. And this is also about inner clarity. So if you're having a lot of dreams and it's night outside in your dream, or it's nighttime in your dream, it's because you're about to come into some deep clarity about something, okay? Let me just... love how the center cards are mirroring each other. Okay, last one is the fan. Let's take a look at that. You start dreaming about fans. This may be that somebody external in a situation in which you're involved in, it tries to bring drama, fan the flames of arguments, keep people pitted against each other. Okay, so if you're dreaming about a specific person and there's fans around them and you already are sketchy about them, there you go. Okay, so fans are trying to really alert you to the fact that somebody's pitting people against each other, trying to fan the flames of irritation and keep people, you know, fighting and at odds with each other. So if you're dreaming about that, there you go. But wow, I love all of these images that have come out for, you know, what's going to happen in the external when you're dreaming of these things. And so a garden in your dream, externally highly significant. Flying in an airplane, a helicopter, on a bird's back, or just floating, maybe even floating on a carpet, you know, that's all about being reckless. Don't be reckless with the person who's trying to fan the flames, okay? Be very reserved in yourself, handle yourself with grace, because that's exactly what they're hoping for, okay? And conversations that are taking place in the physical plane will have success, and it stems from the astral plane. Like the conversation started there and manifests into the physical plane, and there's a lot of success and, you know, inner clarity coming in, understanding coming in with this nighttime energy. So let's pull some tarot cards to further clarify these images for external happenings. Ooh, well, the Fool jumped out. We know that's happening. The season is changing on you. New beginnings, rising to a different frequency. All right, so under this garden, we have the Queen of Swords. And, you know, the Queen of Swords is all about, like, air signs, so Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But this also speaks to the mental body. This is coming out under the garden. This is that awakening energy, all right? So there is a big awakening, epiphany taking place inside of you, but it's attached to something external that's been going on, and you're finally going to understand. Next, under this flying over, we have the moon. And so there, you know, don't be reckless. And, you know, those of you who are Scorpios, if this person is really getting you good, don't bring the stinger out. Don't put them in their place like that. Really handle yourself with grace and integrity, all right? Because there may be, and for all of you, there may be something, you know, this flying over is indicating there's going to be a situation where you're going to be pushed a little bit. Your buttons pushed. You may want to lash out, but your spiritual team is advising against that. And, you know, the energy will pass, but also, you know, we have the moon energy for the light codes being in Pisces. So things that have stung you and really hurt you, that were reckless with you, that you didn't understand, the understanding is now coming in. And next we have, and these two were stuck together and I don't even see why. All right, so we have the Three of Wands under this, you know, telephone, this communication, and that's energies coming together, and we've been waiting for this, and we've been wanting this. Next out, under the Billy Goat, we have the Eight of Discs. So this is success, and this is also like you've learned a great deal. This is wisdom, so success, especially in business or your schooling. So dreaming of the Billy Goat is depicting there is success coming in for you. Ooh, 10 of Discs. We have wealth, and this is under the nighttime. So, you know, there's some nice physical manifestation of success for you guys, whether this is like career advancement, connection with family, coming into an inheritance, coming up with creative ideas to create more abundance for yourself. All right, just dreaming of the nighttime is depicting that more money is coming in for you guys. And lastly, this fan, we have the Five of Discs, which is worry. And this is just that person really trying to keep people separated and segregated and mad at each other and at each other's throats. And it's just not a very nice energy whatsoever. Again, don't lash out. Don't negatively react if that's playing out in your life. See it for what it is, and, you know, choose a different route. You know, you can put them in their place with grace and integrity and intelligence. Just don't get sucked into them either if they're trying to pit you against somebody and they're making you seem like they're on your side and that, you know, they're talking badly and all this gossip. Don't trust it. If you're dreaming about fans, it's telling you there's somebody who's just not, has ulterior motives and is trying to keep people arguing and separated from each other, okay? So now let's pull some cards for those of you who are separated from somebody, since we have seen that quite frequently throughout this whole reading. And these are messages from their heart, from their soul, from their ego, from people around them, from people around you. So let's just see what comes out. First one is a heart message, and it says, I write messages to you, I just can't seem to send them. So, you know, who you're separated from, for some of you, you're meeting on the astral plane and having all these conversations because there is a big desire of communication, and you see the scroll there, and then here's the telephone. So many of you, there is a big desire by the person who is separated from you to communicate with you in the physical world. You're definitely communicating in the astral plane. And for some of you, if you start dreaming of a telephone, high probability you're going to communicate in the physical plane as well. Next is another heart message, and it says, I'm so confused about everything. I don't know what to do about it yet. So somebody you're separated from, you know, really trying to understand and come into that same clarity as you are. Their spiritual team will be helping them with that. They will be a part of these portals and the light codes coming from Neptune and Mercury, as well as the sun and the moon activating in their subconscious as well. It's just we all respond to it differently, and we all choose to handle, you know, the epiphanies and understandings that come to us differently. Oh, another heart message. I punished you for my emotional baggage. I was wrong. So there's definitely an awareness coming into play in that person, how they behaved, how they acted, how they treated you, knowing that it wasn't your fault. It was on their own wounds that remain unhealed within. And we see that, you know, through this reading as well. So they're coming into that awareness. Now we have a message from an unknown, and it says, I'm a lifetime connection you haven't met yet. So there you go, talking about your soul tribe, a new friend, a romance for some of you. Their soul coming in right now saying, listen, we are going to meet and it's going to be beautiful. And, you know, I will be in your life for the rest of your life journey. Next is an ego message, and it says, karma hasn't caught me yet, so I'm not really aware of how my actions impact you and others. So, you know, somebody who really hurt you, took advantage of you, lied to you, they don't have a full awareness of the damage that they've caused inside of you, as well as other people that they've hurt. And it's because they haven't received their own energy back in a way that will really teach them and grow them. It will happen, but Spirit's letting you know that it's still in a very much ego energy, and it's going to take some time for them to actually come into ownership and accountability. And lastly, we have a spirit guide message. You both need a lot of healing. I am helping with that. And we see that, you know, the spirit guides came out right here, the heart and mind balance going on, the mirroring of energies meeting on the astral plane. So your spirit guides are really trying to help you and others heal from, you know, whatever's happened here. And even if somebody really screwed up and hurt you bad, it doesn't mean that they don't need to heal. Now, these messages could be from several different people. You know, they could all resonate, or maybe just one or two resonate, but these are messages from somebody that you are separated from at this time. Okay, and there's a lot of heart energy, so there's a lot of healing, a lot of connection in the astral plane, as we've already discovered, and spirit guide trying to help out. And some of you, there's new people coming in, and that's why we need this closure, this understanding, this deep healing to move back into that place of happiness, rise to a higher frequency, to align to these new connections. All right, so that is very positive. Let's go ahead and pull some advice to wrap this reading up for each one of these portals. Under a psychic conversation, the 2-2 portal, which is all about the mirroring energy, divine dream. I am divinely guided. My intuition shows me the way through my dreaming world. How perfect is that? And this is on that psychic conversation, okay? Next, under this 2020 portal, where you're receiving major upgrade and healing, it says, ask for help. I am willing to receive help from the universe whenever and however it happens. Yes, open yourself up to the healing and understanding and deeper clarity you need. And for some of you, it might be that you need to go to a doctor, or you need to start talking to a counselor or therapist, or ask a friend in your life to talk to, or to help you out with certain things. It's like wherever you need help, it's okay to ask for it, especially of your spiritual team, to help you navigate these portals and these activations in the subconscious, okay? And then under the 222, we have let go. And remember, this is where these two merge and everything opens up. And, this is the true portal right here where you step through. And it says, let go. I release the old and embrace the new. I grow into my very best self. Look at that. Yes, you are shedding an old skin, and it's because you're coming into a new vibration, and your dreams and what's happening in dream time are everything in regards to your spiritual development, and is also around relationships big time. It's like spiritual development and relationships are very highlighted throughout this whole reading and through these portals, and then the light codes that are activating, okay, within your subconscious mind, expanding and upgrading your solar plexus, as well as your third eye chakra. And wow, this is just such an empowering time for everybody. Reach out, grab for it, face the shadow within, pay attention to your dreams, keep a dream journal, and see how it corresponds to your external world, because it's the mirror. As within, so without, okay? And Spirit's going to just make that so abundantly clear. And in that space, you're having conversations with other souls as well as your spiritual team, and you're receiving that clarity and that understanding, and your questions are being answered, and unfinished business finally receiving the closure, you getting the help that you need, balance in heart and mind, and healing. And then finally, 2020, walking through that portal, version 2.0 of you, that higher frequency, and you return to a place of happiness, and you're ready to let go of the past and what didn't work out, because you see all the dots connected now. All right, so this is a very, very powerful time for you guys. Those are your messages for the portals, light codes, and activations in February. I am wishing you guys all the very, very best. Take care.